Part two, I guess. I've had a number of people message me. There's been some comments on the Facebook as well, which have been really interesting, good comments, and will allow us to create critical conversations. But one of the things was that I've got in through Messenger is people thinking I'm talking about a commune. It's nothing to do with a commune. I live in Durai. Another member may live in Manila. The other member may live in town, which is 15 kilometres away from me, and they've got their own house, they're retired. Could be then someone who's anywhere. They could be at Currabubble, or they could be at Corindai, they could be at Werris Creek. It doesn't matter exactly where they live, so it's nothing to do with a commune. Thanks, Larry.
No problem.
That's just Larry, my neighbour, who's always looking after me. I'm just doing a video. And the other thing was about electricity. Well, corporations own the electricity, but there's really some excellent solar generators now that you can use, not just if the power goes out, which it's probably going to go out with these greenies and teals that have got into power and the Labor left. It's going to cause us a lot of grief in the power area. But these new generators, you can use a battery or power to recharge them. They recharge pretty quick. So there are options to do. These generators can bring your power bills down a fair bit as well, these new solar generators. Because and solar power now is getting so cheap to put on top of your roof. It's very cheap. The batteries aren't worse, like that is one of the problems. But it's all about mutual aid, and it may be one of your members of your communities decide the community that you're creating decides that they're willing to put the land in a trust, so that, or their house in a trust when they pass over, to help finance the community. Elena was just reminded me, and it was Elena who gave me the idea to do this little video that's probably not making a lot of sense, but Elena was just saying she was watching a video that I put up the other day called The Outliers on Vice, where they were more a commune-like thing. People worked in their community and they sold to companies outside their community, and that covered all the education of their children. People were homeschooling the children and everything was covered by it. So it's worth watching that video. I've got it up there, so make sure you have a look at it. So remember, it's not about being a commune. We're talking about individual people living in different areas close together. It's probably reasonable if they're in an hour of each other, and they are wanting to give mutual aid. So it can work, because we're getting a lot of freedom fighters out there now deciding they've had enough and they're preparing. The other thing is we need to look at societies that are parallel societies, what's happening there and what we can take from them. That's an important thing. and it's important that we do discuss it, but we're going to have to and have a look what the preppers are doing. The preppers have got lots of solutions. We don't have to dig underground and things like that, but we do need to have a look at container gardening and all these other things so that we're not relied on the corporate supermarkets, etc. And we can do deals with the actual farmers and get the produce direct from the farmers in our area, so we can include them in the community. Thanks again. Keep giving us the good news. Keep challenging us so that we can see what is possible and what is not possible. Thanks again.